Over the years, the way we send and receive money has changed drastically as a result of the introduction of mobile money. At the end of 2020, mobile money, total value of mobile money transactions stood at about 67 billion Ghana cedis from about 30 billion Ghana cedis at the end of 2019, representing a growth of over 100%. But with everything, sometimes there are some negatives attached to it, as some individuals have found ways and means to commit fraud on the mobile money platform. Now, in order to, should I say, solve this problem of fraud, the leading telecommunications network, MTN, has introduced the usage, or what you would call an ID identification or verification system, to ensure that fraud on the mobile money platform is reduced. And with the introduction of this new verification system has come, well, some agitation from merchants who have seen some of their SIM cards blocked. Just want to enter this particular shop to speak to a vendor to find out what the experience has been so far as they try to, work with the new ID verification system. Now, I know business is good for mobile money, but we do know that a new ID verification or identification system has been introduced by MTN. Can you tell us about how that has been received from your end?
Actually, with the mobile money, with the receiving of the ID card, it's really working though. And most of the customers, when they come in and then you request for the ID card, they are surprised because it's something new that MTN has introduced. So like whenever you ask them for the ID card for the withdrawal, they'll be like seriously, yeah. So it's quite challenging though, but we are managing with them. But some of them too, when they have the ID and then you ask them, they think maybe it's a fraud thing you are doing. So even though they have the ID with them, they'll pretend as if they don't have it. Before, if you tell them you will not withdraw the money for them, they'll go and then later come back with the ID. So this is what we are actually facing right now here.
Okay. Now, do you see maybe your business going down a little bit? Because if in the past people can withdraw money without showing their ID, now people are being turned away. Are you likely to lose some customers?
Actually, I won't say I'm losing customers though, because if the MTN did announce of the ID, so most of them, when they come in with the ID. Just a few people who don't know about it, that's when you request for the ID, they do walk away. But aside that, business is okay.
Well, thank you. So it appears the system is still fresh and there are still some challenges, and vendors like yourself are still learning to deal with it. But what is the situation in other parts of the capital? My colleague Anne Shelizu has been moving about and speaking to multiple stakeholders to get some better understanding to this new ID verification system.
On the 2nd of April this year, MTN issued a directive to all its agents across the country to demand valid ID cards from the customers before they transact any mobile money deal. But in the course of the week, we've heard that some 7,000 agents have been blocked. Reason is that they keyed in fake ID numbers unknown to them, and they've been agitating. We are here to speak with some vendors and some agents to see if they understand the directive, and since its implementation, how has business been? Please, what's your name?
My name is Gosh.
Gosh what?
Gosh Roberts.
Okay. So, you know the directive that MTN has issued?
Yes, please, I know.
Where did you hear, or when did you hear it?
Oh, it was advertised to us.
Okay.
And they even had a forum with us, telling us that by 2nd, they'll implement it. So they told us how it is being done, the IDs that we need to receive from customers. There is 6 ID cards in the system. So that's the 6 that we have to use. And they also told us what we should be looking at, not even the ID numbers alone, but we should do verification from the face of the pictures. So that's one aspect of it.
If I come to you that I'm coming to withdraw money from my MTN account, what process will you take me to?
The first thing, I'll ask of your ID card. I'll receive the ID card from you. So I'll be looking at the ID card, making sure that you are the same person on the picture. That's the first thing I'll look. So when I realized that you're the first person, I also look at the name that you have. You see, normally when you register mobile money, you register with an ID. It could be that the ID that you are having is not the same ID you used, but it's the same information. At least if maybe before you registered, you were having 2 names. All right, now you have 3 names. So far as the 2 names reflects on your ID card, automatically it is yours, and the picture too is yours. So that's the verification I do. The moment I key in the number, I also key in the amount you want to withdraw. The moment I key in the amount, the name that you registered the SIM with will appear. So I'll just check from your ID card if it matches with it before I issue the PIN for the withdrawal to come.
At first, business was cool, but now business have come down because of the ID, because most of them don't like to bring their ID card. So it have make the business down, like first.
So when they come without it, what do you tell them?
We don't do for them. We ask them to go and bring their ID card. Then they will go. They will not come back again.
MTN makes us understand that this is all part of measures to curb mobile money fraud, scams, and all that. What do you make of it?
It's true. It will help the vendors, but some of the customers don't understand it well, so they don't like to bring their ID card.
So why don't you educate them then?
We normally educate them that they should even snap it on their phone so that we can use it for them. So most of them are bringing it, but others are moving to the other network. So it's empty and the business is down.
So what do you think they can do to adjust the system?
I think they should use the Tigo Airtel Vodafone code. Because that one we don't take ID card. They normally use code to withdraw.
We want to speak to some customers who frequently purchase the mobile money platform. We want to understand from them if they are aware of the directive from MTN, if they understand it, and what do they make of it. As MTN is saying that it's a part of measures to curb mobile money fraud. Do they think it will go a long way to help? Hello, boss. What's your name?
I'm Cobra Santi.
Have you heard of the directive from MTN that whenever you are going to transact mobile money, business or whatever, you are supposed to use a valid ID card?
Yes, please.
Where did you hear?
I heard it on the television, and I saw the video, and they were saying it here. It's very helpful. You have to take your ID card, and there's a number on the ID card that when you are withdrawing the money, you have to say it so that they use it to move the money for you, and it's very helping.
I think it's a good idea, but it also has some kind of something that I don't think is also right because of the children at school. Others are using their father's ID card and mother's ID card for the momo network. So how are they going to get their father's ID card to withdraw money as they are in school? That's one challenge that I think is not fair. Sometimes they call home and then we send them money to the momo line. But yet now they don't have the ID card because their age does not qualify them to have their own personal ID card. So they use their mommy's ID card or their father's ID card. So now how are they going to get the ID card to withdraw the money? That's the problem now.
MTN says the directive that every customer must take along a valid ID card to a vendor or an agent before they can transact in mobile money has come to stay. So if you are going out to transact in mobile money as well, do well to have your ID card or a copy of it on your phone so you can have a smooth process. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Ansheli Ziwu.